I'm Father Robert Balacer, the digital Jesuit, host of This Week in Enterprise Tech on the TWiT TV network. I have the pleasure of speaking with BJ Haberkorm from Microsoft. He is the Skype Director of Product Marketing. BJ, thank you very much for spending time with us.
Hey Robert, thanks. I'm thrilled to be here. Thrilled to be at EC and thrilled to be on air with you.
Oh, this has been a very interesting year for Skype at Microsoft. Last year at Enterprise Connect, it was announced that all of the unified communications tools were sort of being rolled into Skype. It was the more recognizable name. You had links, which was fantastic, but Skype really captured the mind share. How has that transition gone?
Yeah, it's been absolutely great. You know, as you said, Robert, a year ago, we announced that we were bringing the Skype name and actually a bunch of the Skype user interface into Link to take advantage of the fact that hundreds of millions of people use Skype every month. More than 1 billion people have used it, so we really wanted to take advantage to make it easier to adopt the services, a big theme here at Enterprise Connect. The other thing a year ago, we announced that we were going to build out Office 365 to provide a complete enterprise-grade solution. Complete meetings, including dial-in conferencing from Microsoft, complete telephony, including cloud PBX, calling either from carriers or from Microsoft. And we did it. We released that by the end of last year, and it's just great to see the interest at the show. It's a big part of what we're doing here, in fact.
Oh, BJ, one of the keys to Microsoft's success in unified communications has been a recognition that it's not necessarily the most whiz-bang technology that is going to take. In fact, I'd say that Microsoft has taken the approach of giving technology that always works, even if it is not technically the state of the art, that can be built into pretty much every suite. You've got functionality for UC built into Office 365, which makes it the best solution because it's the most present solution. How has that been borne out over, say, the last 12 months?
Yeah, you know, I guess a few things. I'm not necessarily sure that I would characterize us as not having the most whiz-bang technology, but I think you're right that there's a key part of when you deliver highly capable, highly sophisticated technology, you have to deliver it in a way that is easy for people to use. And really one of the key learnings for us is you have to deliver it in the context of the way people are actually doing their work. And so if you think about it from a user experience perspective, years ago we put communications into Office, into Outlook, and it just made a huge difference. People love it, like they can't imagine working without it. Sort of the backside of that is we do the same thing for the people that manage the systems. And this is one of the places where Office 365, you know, really comes to the forefront. If you're a CIO or you're the person managing communications within a company, there's enormous value if you're managing that the way you manage the rest of the capabilities within your organization. If you can apply consistent security approaches, authentication approaches, compliance approaches, provisioning approaches, and that's a big part of what we do and why Office 365 has so much momentum. Great communication solution as part of a larger productivity solution.
Let's talk a little bit about that, because I think one of the things Microsoft has done better than anybody else in this space is being able to keep the user experience the same. The Office 365 experience is the same. The Skype experience is the same, no matter if we're talking about a premise installation, about a private cloud, a public cloud, or a hybrid installation. What is it that powers that ability from Microsoft to say, we don't care what your infrastructure looks like, we're going to give you a unique, a consistent interface that you can use for productive work?
Yeah, sure, Robert. I mean, part of it, of course, is that we as people, you know, the familiar, easy to use applications, they're so powerful for all of us. We know it in our personal lives. You know it from the mobile apps that you pick and choose or don't use. So for us, you know, the fact that so many people around the world use Office and use Skype, of course we want to take advantage of that to help our customers deploy and use the technology, get the value out of it, of course to help the end users do it. You know, a big thing that we focus on, as you said, is enabling people to consume the technology in whatever way makes the most sense for their business. On premises, very traditional, a lot of advantages to that. Hybrid, where they're mixing the things they've got on premises with our public cloud, or some companies are born in the cloud and want to be all in the cloud, and you're right, it's important to do all three and do all three the right way.
All right, BJ, I'm going to ask you to stare into your crystal ball. With all the upheaval that's happening in the industry right now, with that move to hybrid infrastructure, with the move to having everything as a service, where do you think Microsoft will be at Enterprise Connect 2017? When we sit back here in these chairs and you talk about whatever it is that you bring to the show, what would you expect to have happened in those 12 intervening months?
Yeah, sure. You know, actually, I'll even say what's happened in the last 12, and then we'll project it forward a little bit. You know, we're 3 months after launching the PSTN services in Office 365, the complete voice and meeting solution. Already, after only 3 months, we have thousands of customers. That's organizations in production, with many more trialing. So that's only 3 months in on this. And I expect that a year from now, we'll have an order of magnitude more than that, maybe 2 orders of magnitude more. And the reason is that, you know, although you'll hear a lot about cloud at this show, not every cloud is equal. And so, you know, what we see when customers look at what we can offer in the Microsoft cloud, it becomes a pretty easy choice. And so, you know, what I really encourage, if someone's here at the show watching this video now, come to the keynote tomorrow. If you're watching after Enterprise Connect, watch Zig Serafin's keynote. We'll really tell the story of why you want to be on the Microsoft cloud. And as I say, I predict a year from now, we'll just see enormous momentum behind that because the advantages are just so dramatic.
We've been speaking with BJ Haberkorm. He is the Skype Director of Product Marketing. I want to thank you for your time, for sharing your technology with us. And now, of course, if people wanted to find out more about Skype, more about what Microsoft is doing at the show, the best place would be to go to the booth, to drop by your booth and see the solutions that you set out, or as you said, to drop by the keynote tomorrow and hear a bit more of the vision. But for the folks who can't make it out to Orlando, where can they go to see your work?
Yeah, there's actually a really simple thing. I'm going to have to give you a URL verbally. But actually the seeing is believing, and even more so, trying and using is believing. So go to aka.ms/E5 trial, all one word. You'll get a 30-day trial you can use with about 25 users in your organization that's got all of the greatness of Office 365. Check it out.
BJ, once again, a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Father Robert.
And thank you for joining us. We'll be bringing you more from Enterprise Connect 2016 in Orlando, Florida.